This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
What's up, family? I'm glad you're here because this video is about more than music, more than rap, more than celebrity headlines. This video is about redemption, resilience, and what we can all learn from a story that played out right in front of us. I'm talking about Gunna and how his bounce back after prison can inspire anyone, no matter what your situation is. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about gossip and it's not about taking sides in drama. What I want to do is dig deeper, because whether you listen to Gunna every day or you've never played one of his songs, his journey over the past couple of years is one that anybody can pull life lessons from. Think about it. Here's an artist at the top of his game, living his dream, charting #1 albums, collabs with the biggest names in the industry, money, fame, influence. Then in 2022, everything flipped. He was arrested as part of the YSL-RICO case. Suddenly his name was everywhere, not for music but for legal trouble. His freedom was on the line, his reputation was on the line. For a while it looked like the dream could be over. And here's where most people crumble. Most people lose it all when the spotlight shifts, when the critics come out, when the whole world feels like it's against them. But Gunna didn't stay down. He did his time, he came home, and instead of hiding, instead of running from the noise, he went back to the music. And not just music, music that hit, music that reminded people why they loved him in the first place. His album, A Gift and a Curse, wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. It debuted at #3 on the Billboard 200. Songs like Fukumian went viral, became one of the biggest hits of 2023, and proved that despite everything, Gunna wasn't done. In fact, he was just getting started again. Now I want you to pause and really think about this, because what Gunna went through isn't just about prison, it's about setbacks, it's about life punching you in the mouth when you least expect it. We've all been there in some way. Maybe you didn't go to jail, but maybe you lost your job, maybe you lost a relationship, maybe you got betrayed, maybe people talked down on you, counted you out, laughed at your pain. And in those moments, it's easy to believe it's over. It's easy to believe you're finished. But Gunna's story shows us something powerful. It's not about the fall, it's about the response. See, the bounce back is where the magic happens. It's where resilience is built. Gunna didn't let the headlines define him. He didn't let the judgment of strangers on social media break him. He came back stronger, sharper, and more focused. And that's exactly what you and I can do in our own lives. Because here's the truth. Everybody loves a comeback story, but not everybody is willing to live one. It takes courage, it takes humility, it takes patience, it takes faith to go from being on top to being knocked down to climbing back up again. That's not easy, but it's possible. And here's what I want you to take from Gunna's bounce back. #1, don't let temporary setbacks convince you it's over. When you're in the middle of the storm, it feels permanent. It feels like it'll never end. But storms always pass. The sun always comes back. Your job is to keep standing, keep fighting, keep believing that there's life on the other side of what you're going through. #2, use the pain as fuel. Gunna could have come out bitter, angry, stuck in his head about what people were saying. Instead, he put it into his art. He turned his struggle into music, and that music resonated with millions. In the same way, whatever you're going through, don't waste it. Turn that pain into purpose. Use it to build, to create, to grow. #3, move in silence and let your results do the talking. After the case, everybody had opinions. Everybody was making videos, writing comments, trying to tell his story for him. Gunna didn't go back and forth online. He didn't waste time trying to argue with strangers. He just dropped music. And the music spoke louder than the noise. That's a lesson for all of us. You don't need to explain yourself to everybody. You don't need to clap back at every hater. Just do the work and let the results speak. And #4, redemption is always possible. I don't care what mistake you've made, what failure you've had, what setback you've been through. As long as you're still breathing, you have another chance. Don't let shame or guilt or fear convince you it's over. Your story isn't done yet. Now here's what's really inspiring to me. Gunna's bounce back wasn't just about proving people wrong. It was about proving himself right. It was about remembering who he was, what he was capable of, and refusing to let a chapter define the whole book. And that's exactly what I want you to do. Maybe right now you're in your lowest season. Maybe you're in your own prison, whether that's mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. Maybe you feel trapped, but hear me, that's not the end of your story. Like Gunna, you can bounce back. You can come back stronger, wiser, more focused, more intentional. You can take the very thing that was meant to break you and use it to build the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, what matters isn't how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. And when you get back up, you inspire people. You give hope. You show others what's possible, just like Gunna did. And let me close with this scripture, because it ties everything together. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes." So let this be a reminder. It doesn't matter how many times life knocks you down. What matters is that you rise again. Your bounce back is coming. If this video spoke to you, let me know in the comments what setback you're determined to bounce back from. Hit that like button if you got value from this, and subscribe because we're building a community here of people who refuse to stay down. Let's rise together.